All right. Okay, let's call the order meeting, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilmember Bump. Here. Councilmember Conway. Here. Councilmember Happy. Here. Councilmember Seeger.
Here.
Councilmember Pruitt. Here. And Mayor Wood.
Here. All right, appearance of interested citizens to share on a variety of perspectives on issues facing our community. All right, audit update. I wanted Mary Ann to give you guys a check-in on what's going on with her getting information from audit.
You don't have anything to say first?
No, I don't. I'll let you go first.
Is this on YouTube live or?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Okay, well, that's, okay, yeah, so YouTube.
Can you see if it's on there?
Who's looking?
Courtney?
I thought you had a few things to say. Okay.
I'm not saying that's live. 126.
Will be going.
There's a.
Yeah, click there, Kathy. Maybe it will let us know the time and go up to live stream right there and then go up right there.
Right there, right?
Click, yeah. Yes, YouTube live. See if it lets you do it.
Oh, yeah, no, it won't.
No?
That's what
Not
I
so
decided for.
I
So
know,
go
but-
up to the. Maybe another account, maybe?
Yeah.
See, I have not been doing this like that.
So it's an IT issue and Kathy's learned, but we're on Zoom
Okay. And you are, and it is being recorded.
and it's being recorded, so we're good.
Right.
Yeah.
30. Right.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, in your packet, you have a PBC list that shows you what we have to provide to the auditors. And we have approximately 20 more items that we need to get to them
For which one? For the 20,
for the 23-24 audit.
and that's the oldest one?
Yeah, that's the one we're working on right now. The 22-23 has not come to us yet, so
What do you mean it doesn't come to us?
it has been closed.
We have not got, whenever that,
report.
hold on, when that audit is complete, then they will come to council with their report.
But that one's done.
That one,
Other than the report.
I don't know. We will find out. We have a phone call with the auditors tomorrow to ask some questions.
All right.
So I'm working on 23-24. We have approximately 20 more items to do. I will say that there are multiple accounts out of balance that have to be balanced. And that does take quite a while to do. I also want to inform you that the financials for 23-24 need to be balanced. I've noticed several different things that are in error on those financials. So they need to be fixed in order for us to make sure we're balanced. And all the months have to be closed and balanced. And I don't believe they have been. I don't believe that the GL has been updated, and so there's a lot of things that have to be looked at. According to what I was told, files will be sent to the auditor by the end of February, meaning the files that we're doing. And then the audit, the field work will start May 11th.
And what is the field work?
That would be what the auditors come here and ask us to give them copies of things, as far as I know.
But not, thank you
Okay.
for raising your hand.
Sure. Right. Well, you finished that timeline then, so fieldwork becomes in May, then talk me through the rest on, again, an estimated
I have no clue.
process.
I have no clue.
Does the auditor?
I won't know until we talk to them tomorrow. I
Okay,
have not talked to them.
all right.
Okay.
So it sounds like you said the months weren't closed, you're talking about 23, 24.
Talking about
Yeah.
23,
Right.
24 financial.
And GL's out of balance, I mean, there's a lot of things that, are, addressed. And so, you know me, I wanna see forward motion on this, there's part of me that says that we need to give you help, I know you're working a lot on this, but it's almost seems like you could use some help to move these things forward, possibly more efficiently, what is your, I mean, what do you think?
Number one, who are you gonna get to help? Number two, Shantae should be helping. The finance director helps.
Fair enough, but, again, this city has existing financial requirements, and then we've got these historical ones that were never done, and we're doing now. So it's like two pieces moving forward. You're just one person, she's just one person. I'm asking the question because, again, I wanna hear the auditor's timeline, but May field work, I mean, this sounds like a 9-month process. That is not fast enough, guys.
We need to talk to the auditors before I can answer.
Okay,
any
fair
questions
enough.
like
Well,
that.
just know I am ready to commit and support additional resources if this is gonna take 9+ months to get done, because that is too slow. We need to be more efficient. And we'll never get caught up if these take 9 to 12 months either. We'll forever be behind, and I don't find it acceptable. So that's what I wanted to say.
And I want to speak to the auditors in regards to that, because the other point of this is that the reason why Mary Ann is volunteering to help, because we were proposed with $250 to $450 an hour to get this work done. And to think that we would have paid that to have them wait till February to turn in anything and then not do any field work till May, it's like, so. That is a conversation that does need to be had with the auditors, so, we know. Because I want them going too, we all do. It's been our number one priority is audits. Did you have something, Pete?
I did, EDC, what's that acronym? Do you know offhand, I'm just more out of curiosity.
No,
I can look it up later, I'm just curious,
honestly, I've looked it up, but that's not how I know it as audit requests, so.
and then just to kind of catch me up, the last time we got the update from Aldrich, was that about the 23-24 audit, or did we get that one done? Was that 22-23?
It was about, the 23-24, because we were told at that meeting by, city administrator that the 22-23 audit was done, there was a double entry. However, I have an email from the auditors that may not be the case, so there's some discrepancies that we're trying to iron out.
Cause when they, is this the same PVC list that they gave us in May then of 25?
They said that they gave us this list and that list at the same time, so that is one of my questions, when did we get this list, like, that way we know an exact date.
And I guess that would be my next question would be, would they be able to get the PVC list then for the next year so that while we're waiting on them coming out for field work and we get started getting them done for the next audit? Is that
What,
possible?
sorry,
While we're waiting on them to start field work in May, is it possible we can get going on the PVC list for the next audit?
as soon as I get the list done for here, then, I gotta have them, but depending on when they show up, I can start at 24.
Cause that's where I can see it, maybe,
25.
yeah, we've got this little bit of delay, but if that doesn't slow us down, if we can keep moving with getting.
I
the
will move
introduction
as
done,
fast as I
yeah.
can with what I can do.
And do you think that, this is reasonable to get these other 20 documents by the end of February? Do you think that's feasible?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Bernard. Go ahead, Bernard.
So just to reiterate, Mary Ann, if you're struggling, please reach out. I love your confidence, but if you feel like, oh my God, you start digging and then you start getting bogged down, please come and tell us, and then let us decide if, okay, should we give her more resources to stick to that timeline? You see what I'm saying? Okay, just, I wanna reiterate that, okay?
Courtney, did you have something? No? No, Tiffany?
I just wanna say thank you, Mary Ann.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she's been, and the mayor, because they both been really putting in a lot of hours.
Yeah, there's a lot, and tomorrow, we have the meeting at 11:30, with the auditor, so. Them questions can be answered, and I can also let them know that the council really is not happy with this timeline that we're given, like. They recommended a third party, and had we done that at $250 an hour, like, to think that we would have had to wait till February and then, so. I'll reach out to them and see what they have, and then I can let you guys know. Cause I would like Mary Ann to give us updates at each council meeting if possible, that way we're up to date as far as that goes. Go ahead, Bernard.
And I know it's extra work, but I would love to reinstitute the tracker, you know, so I can keep my head wrapped around status of the different audits. And again, estimated timeline, so I can kind of see the end of the tunnel, right?
Right.
I feel like we're way back there, it's like, oh, it's all murky, how's this all gonna work together? That really helps me focus on problems.
And I think where the auditors, Mary Ann, myself and Kathy, all of us are on the same page with what this timeline looks like. That way we all have the same timeline, if that makes sense, cause anybody can put out a timeline. You know, but we want to
Coordinate,
Yes,
absolutely,
yeah.
anything, absolutely.
So we need a good timeline,
Absolutely, thank you.
yeah.
And this is really, I think, more of a question for you, Mary Ann. It seems in the audits, I mean, how many audits did you successfully complete on time?
15.
15. And in the time when you were, you know, working on those directly, when you got this PVC list, was it pretty easy to get those documents over to them pretty timely?
This is not a normal PVC list for
This is-
municipality. And that's one of my questions to ask them, because there's things on here that don't apply to the cities. But yes, when I had audit, I made sure that all the months were balanced, and I had balanced all the accounts that the auditors look at,
So you did all the foundation.
so I did it all every month. Well, this has not been done every month. And so it makes it real difficult having to go back and find the problems that we have and find the answers to those problems. Cause you can't, you got problems, but you gotta find out why are they there, you know?
That makes sense. I mean, I look at this list and I'm like, it seems like a lot of this stuff is things that should be pretty easy to produce, you know, like, adopted race schedule in place for the year, you know, like.
I already got those for them, so I mean, yes, a lot of those things are available. Kathy's helped me get those because those are in folders and things like that, but no, we've been doing that. It's just when you get to a fund that doesn't balance, that takes the time.
Got it. Got it, because I just, when I'm looking at this list, I'm like, it seems like if everything, all those, that everything was done correctly, it'd be relatively
It's
easy.
relatively easy
this
to
time.
do an audit.
So, thank you.
So,
And correctly means monthly, weekly, monthly.
Monthly, you close your
Books.
finances at the end of every month, your payroll, AP, AR, all that utility billing. That's closed every month, and you balance your accounts to make sure that your what are they called? Balance sheet accounts balance. And if you don't do that, then you're looking in 12 months.
So then do we really know what our finances look like if we don't have our balance sheets? Our monthly balance sheets from 2 years ago, 3?
Are you talking about current financials or what?
No, I mean, I'm sorry, it just boggles my mind how we can do a budget when we don't have our balances when we don't have our balance sheets in order. I mean, how are we been doing budgets every
balance sheets are not part of the budget.
Okay,
The budget is revenue and expenditures. That's what you calculate on the budget. The auditor wants to see the balance sheet accounts and making sure that what's in there is accountable. And that's something that you don't see and doesn't affect the budget.
Question,
Okay.
what's a balance sheet account? Can you explain what that is and how that? Cause it seems like, we've got revenue and expenditures, those are gonna go
Revenue and
into the balance.
expenditures are there.
balance sheet.
Your balance sheets are the accounts that you debit and credit, moving the
Actual dollars.
dollars, and when you get a check, you credit where it's supposed to go. It's just how the balance sheets work, cause you have to debit and credit.
So the budget account numbers we have aren't specific, they're not their own accounts, they actually are inside those balance.
No, the budget, the accounts on the budget sheet are the revenue and expenditures. The key is, did the revenue get where it needed to go? Did the expenditures go where it needed to go? Were things not properly dispersed, like interest? There's a lot of different things you have to look on here. And then you go to your balance sheet account and say, why isn't the interest on here? Because you do have interest.
And then you dig back through
And
to
you gotta
find,
dig back through and find out, what did you do with the interest? So I mean, there's a lot of different things, and Bernard might be able to explain it better. I don't know.
I just want to add, I mean, maybe to help clarify, the question from Councilmember Pruitt. So the budget that we're gonna be adopting for 26-27, it's based on forecasted revenue and forecasted expenditures. And so you don't need to know historically, now, what usually part of your revenue is your fund balance, and we do not have those. So that is a missing point every time we adopt a budget without a current audit. That's a fact. And we are living on that world of uncertainty until we get our audit set, current. But, the fact that we plan expenditures for, I think, our property tax revenue is like $500,000. That's a very, realistic and easy, a confidence, we have a lot of confidence in those types of numbers. And so, just under, that helps,
so basically what you're saying is these are state, we have to do those sorts of things to satisfy the state that we're putting the money in, or is that for our own, is that for our?
Well, that's for our benefit as to where, because if you don't put the money where you need to go, then your budget is not even gonna. It just, to me, it does not reflect
it
current
doesn't
numbers.
reflect your, yeah, right.
It doesn't reflect current numbers. So if you don't have current numbers, how are you to project the next year if you don't have current numbers?
Thank you, Mary.
It's quite
It's,
intense, I'm sorry to say.
and she's only gonna talk about the 23-24 audit, so, yeah.
And then tomorrow, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
and then tomorrow you'll find out about the 22-23.
Yes, I'm gonna ask the auditors, the questions that I have for the auditors, just so everybody knows and you guys are okay with it, is what about the 22-23 audit? Because I heard one thing and they told me something else, so I wanna know what is.
When is it going to be presented to council?
Exactly, when are we presenting it? The other thing I wanna know is why are we waiting till the end of February to send anything to them? Like, I don't understand that. They wanted this information, suggested that we maybe get a third party due to staff not getting the information. So, why the long timeline when we've got someone here that's willing, I mean, she's almost got this whole list done. And it's gonna be, she'll have it done before the end of February. Why do we gotta wait? Why can't we keep going,
Right,
right?
put too much pressure on it.
But a lot of this stuff is really simple stuff, according to Mary Ann, right? And then the other questions I was gonna ask is, then I had it where Shantae and Mary Ann are communicating with the auditors, so they're both on the same page. So there's that communication. And then, the other thing I wanted to see is at February 23rd meeting, if they felt like they would have enough information and stuff to give us an update. The council come here and do it online again and give us another update. But let them kind of pick that date, and just see what all's going on. I think that's the main thing, is so we have one story. Yes.
How much does it cost us for them to come and give us updates like that?
I don't know if it's all, we've been paying a lot of money to them, but Mary Ann might know.
Well, I can tell you what we paid out so far.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that, we have this much left because they haven't billed us for a while. See, normally you pay like half when they start, and then the final, when the audit is produced, then you pay the balance of it. I don't know how they've been doing, so I, really could not tell you, but if they go online like they did last time, shouldn't cost that much, just for the hours that they're there, the time they're online.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
experience has been, those presentations are part of their fee system. So when we signed a contract for them saying, we're gonna pay this much to do our audits, they included that work to come and present to county. It's not an additional, you know? So I would be surprised if they said, oh, here's your bill from Ben Council. That's not in it.
Yeah. Tiffany?
So can you say how much have we paid so far?
For this current year or in 23-24?
Whoa.
In 23-24. So at the end of 24, we have paid 27,000 out of the $70,000 budget. And that is why when they get that audit done, they should be billing us for the rest of that. In the 24 or the 25 budget, 24-25. Yeah, I get confused. We have spent 17,000 out of 70,000.
Do we have a 22-23 number?
I do not. I just have 23-24 and 24-25.
Any other questions, comments?
Comment that if we paid 17,000 for 24-25, I take that as hopefully a good sign that actually they've begun some work on the back end to get things moving on that.
Keep in mind that auditors send a bill when they send out the list. I mean, that is part of it because they sent you the letter acknowledging that you have to sign back. So they have started that process, but it's very minimal at this time.
But we still don't have a PVC list for 24-25 from them.
I do not know that information because I have not seen one.
But that would be one other question I'd like to know from them, Brenda, is if we can start the PVC list, if we have to wait till May for the field work.
I'm assuming that it's gonna be the same as this list.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's probably gonna be pretty easy to produce then if it's.
Yeah, it's auditors, audits are. You pretty much have a list and they are the same list every year because that's how municipal auditors do it. There's nothing that changes in the municipality, but if you have grants or things like that, then those could be additional,
I see.
yes. But as far as your normal everyday operations, it's pretty simple. At least it was in the 15 years I did it, so.
Yeah, I guess that'd be my other question then is, if we can get, we get them the stuff, end of February, but they can't start field work till May. But in the time between February and May, if we can
Can we
get them the
work on
next,
more stuff? Yeah.
and if we can get them all that list, when can they get the next one done?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good question.
I think that was our goal, was that we didn't wanna be the bottleneck.
Yeah,
And that's where we are,
Yeah.
this, like, again, this, commend you, Mary Ann, for helping to remove that bottleneck and keeping this moving. But
Yeah.
I agree with Bernard, we don't wanna be spending 9 months on each audit.
no, not at all. Did you have any input, Kathy, since you're the interim CA? As far as audit goes, no, okay, thank you. I just wanna make sure that you have a chance. All right, did anybody else have anything else we're done? All right, so we're gonna move on to approval of contract with Prothman for the interim city administrator. And
You wanna read it? Since it's from you?
Didn't bring my other glasses in, but I'll try.
Okay, I'll
These
help
are my
you.
far away glasses.
If you need help, I'll help you.
Okay, contract for interim city administrator. The city administrator position is vacant. Excuse me. During this transition period, it is critical that the city maintain experienced executive leadership to oversee municipal operations, support city council priorities, manage staff, and ensure compliance with applicable laws and policies. Prothman specializes in interim executive placements for cities, counties, and special districts, and has a strong track record of providing qualified interim administrators who can step in with minimal disruption. Engaging Prothman allows the city to quickly secure an experienced interim professional while maintaining flexibility as the city considers next steps for permanent recruitment. Engaging Prothman to provide interim city administrator services will ensure experienced leadership, operational continuity, and stability during a critical transition period. Staff recommends approval of the contract to best serve the interests of the city, its employees, and the community. City council options: approve the contract with Prothman as recommended, direct staff to seek interim services from an alternative provider, which may result in delays and operational impacts. Operate without an interim city administrator and assign duties to existing staff. Recommendation: staff recommends that the city council approve a professional services contract with Prothman for interim city administrator services and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement. And I just want to add that I had went on the LOC website, pulled the list that they had available. And the mayor contacted those people, and in my experience of 31 years here and looking for an interim, it's difficult to get an interim because of where we're located and because of no rentals. The list goes on. So we are limited as to what's available to us. And the mayor went through the list from LOC, and this contract was our next option that we could do, and probably the quickest that we could do.
I move that we approve the contract with Prothman as recommended.
I'll second it, but I have questions.
Okay. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Okay, so, do we get a say on who we get for an interim?
No, well, it has been set up for Gordon Zimmerman to come in and do this.
Okay. And then I appreciate that we get financial so that we can see that we can.
Yeah.
We can afford to do this, even though we're double paying specifically kind of at this time.
Okay. Are you done?
I think so.
Okay.
I'd like to give you an update on the finances, for that. A couple things that did not get included in what you have is that we still owe, two payrolls to him, to our previous city administrator, to the tune of $6,300, which is not on this sheet, okay? So what you have to work with is about $24,500.
20.
Yeah. Cause right now, before you take off the 6,300 off of here, off the 3,852. To make it 104 is what's in our budget.
Oh, I see, okay, yeah.
So we have $24,500 left in the budget of that line item. I will say that we do have contingency in the amount of $78,000 that can be used to make this happen.
Bernard and I.
Yeah, so at 160 hours a month, this contract is $13,280 a month. 13,280. So our budget right now, basically, we've got 2 months there. give or take,
Yeah.
2,000. So I anticipate we're not gonna be able to find a new city administrator in 2 months.
No.
So, whatever's required to prepare to use part of the, contingency, we're gonna have to use part of the contingency.
We are.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just, so everyone's clear on that. And look, I feel like council has really a fourth option. And that is we engage the contract with Prothman, but we say, look, we would love to have more than one option, they're only giving us one guy to do this work. It's like, can you not work your, your network to give us, I'd like to see like 3 candidates, and right now they're giving us one. And part of me says, look, I'll enter the contract, but here, you give another week or two to go find us another potential person to do this work. And then we have an option, besides just really not an option, one guy. So I just want to throw that out there because, again, we got some feedback from staff. And, there was concern about limiting our options at that time. And, look, I just wanna, I wanna know, if we wanna delay this a week or two and see if they can come up with something, that might be time well spent. If council's of the mindset, look, we don't have time, let's get him to work, I'm supportive of that too, I just wanna throw that idea out there.
And Pete.
So one, I assume this is we're expecting in person, you gotta be here, is that?
Yes, no remote work.
Thank you. Two, I second that recommendation. I'd like to see some, they're a staffing agency, that's what they're, that's why we're paying them more than what. So I feel like they should be able to provide us a couple of other candidates as well, agree with that. And then my third question, reading through the contract, it talks about, duties of the city, and it says, although a typical work week is 40 hours, the number of hours worked each week and the duration of the assignment is at the discretion of the city. Does that mean that they're kind of, even though it's an exempt position, they're gonna be paid hourly? I mean, are they billing us for each hour they're
It's
working?
hourly.
Yeah.
It's hourly, what
So-
shows up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're putting in 50 hours a week, then it could be more.
Yeah.
This is no overtime.
Yeah, no overtime,
I'm not saying a time and a half, but if they are putting more than 40 hours in, they're gonna bill us for every hour they're here, right?
Right.
And if they're here for 30 hours, then they're only gonna be billing us for 30. I mean, that was my question, was typically on an exempt employee, if they work in 60 hours, they're still only getting paid for 40. But this, even though it's an exempt position, because it's a contract employee, we're paying them $83 an hour for every hour they work.
Mhm.
I just wanna clarify how that billing was gonna work on that. When I ran the numbers on, at $83 an hour and, assuming 40 hours a week, it came up to 7 weeks and change, if they're only working 40 hours a week.
Tiffany, do you wanna go?
I think we're
No, go ahead. You can,
Well, I struggle with your waiting a couple of weeks just because it's budget season and I know that there may have been issues in the past, but Gordon knows, our town knows our budget, and I think that would really take a lot of, I struggle with us bringing somebody new in here that Kathy's gonna have to train about all of our budget, because, you gotta admit, we have a very complicated budget, we have a very big budget for a very small town, and I'm really hesitant and waiting to find a better option that we're gonna have to retrain, that's really not gonna be a better option, because we're gonna have to spend a few weeks training that person. And then we're gonna be, we should have already started the budget process, am I
that's correct.
wrong on that? So, to me, I don't wanna hesitate, I really don't. And then I appreciate your question on that, yeah, can we limit it to no more than 40 hours?
Yeah, and it says there's no overtime pay, but we could have it defined that there's no more than 40 hours.
More than 40 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would feel more comfortable with that.
Okay.
Well, I think that if we, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt here.
Okay.
I just would be careful of, I think we should get some clarity around what that means.
Well, the city attorney reviewed this, Ruben reviewed it, and he was good with it, and he said to let you guys know that he reviewed it and that he's okay with it.
But I guess the way I'm reading this is that we can direct them, like, we need you to put in 50 hours this week.
Yeah.
And we could ask them to do that, but if we ask them to change this contract to say it's not gonna be, he can't work more than 40, then that means we can't ask them, at 40 hours, they're done.
Yeah.
But I think what we're trying to clarify is, are we getting charged for, 40, whatever that number is that you came up with, a flat 40 hours a week, or are they punching in and out?
No, there's a punching in and out, it's per hour, it says for each hour worked.
So I guess I would say we should be, and then are they submitting those hours? I guess how often are we getting billed from them? I think we need to.
2 weeks, every 2
Every
weeks.
2 weeks,
Yeah,
okay.
every 2 weeks.
So I think if we are in a place where we're like, okay, we need to dial it back because we're spending too much, then that's a decision we can make, but if we limit it to only 40 hours a week, then that might put us in a situation where we wouldn't wanna be.
Alright, hold on, I wanna get to Mary Ann and then I'll go around to you guys, Mary Ann, go
I
ahead.
just wanna say, and because I've worked here for almost a month. Why would we not want a city administrator or an interim, excuse me, that knows about our city, that can come in and get busy right away? I don't like having to wait. The staff is working very hard to get all this done. And all you're gonna do is delay everything. And yes, maybe there are some issues that you had when the city administrator was here, but he's gonna be focusing on certain things. And that's what he's going to do. I don't see a problem with this, and we have oversight of him. So I'm not understanding, why would we wait for Prothman to see what else they could find when we know another city administrator coming in here will not know our stuff. I don't know what else to say.
Before I go to you or Tiffany, I just wanna list some of the pros, cause me and Kathy have really counted this through and we've talked about it and everything. Some of the pros are that he knows our charter, he knows the procedures, it's very short term. So we're thinking 6 months or less for us to get a city administrator. He's gonna report, have a meeting with the mayor and Kathy every week. So we're check in, like, and we have an expectation list that the budget, working on the audit stuff. Getting all these grants that we have going, that we have a kickoff meeting, we just got awarded $778,000 from the OE. And that is to be able to put the solar panels and the batteries into a storage area for our fire department. So we have a kickoff meeting that is mandatory that has to happen. Get our budget done. He lives in Cascade Lots. He can start soon. There's no PERS, no benefits. We have an EDA project, our substation out there, that if we don't get that completed by January of 2027, because we're on an extension for a grant. If we don't complete that project, the city's not getting any of the money that we spent on that. So, and we need somebody in here that can keep that moving. So that's some of the things. And then I just lost my train of thought because, and the other part is that Kathy is working her tail off.
Is.
I'm right here beside her and I'm doing as much as I can to help her and all that, but there's a lot of stuff that I can't do. These packets, it doesn't seem like much, but it takes time to put together, and she's got a whole bunch of other stuff that she's working on and all of that. The mayor wasn't planned, but I broke my foot, so instead of putting 10 hours in here a day, I'm only able to put between 4 and 5 because I have to go home and elevate, and I have surgery coming up Thursday. And I really wanted to have a city and an intern in here before my surgery, so this lady would have some help. And Kathy, do you have any input being the intern that you would like to say before I call them? I want you to be a part of the conversation. It's a very open conversation.
Well, I guess that I would like to say, which I said in the beginning, is I definitely want an interim in here sooner than later. because my regular duties haven't changed, they don't go away. A lot of those things are time constraints that, you know, I have to do, and so an interim sooner than later. And then my next request is that interim is out sooner than later, and we have a new city administrator.
Yes.
And I know it is gonna take months for that to happen. But you know, we might get lucky. And then one of the other things about this contract is things aren't working, then we, you know, we end it and we, you know, we move on.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, what would help me the most, I mean, I have had, it has been, I don't know what it would have been like without Mary Wood to be here helping. I really don't, because I can push stuff over to her and it's worked.
Yeah.
So far, what we have going on has worked. It's been great, but I don't think I can keep up with this for an extended amount of time. I mean, I don't want to. I maybe I can, but I don't want to.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Bernard, and then, sorry, oh, Tiffany was first, thank you, Bernard.
Okay, so, I'm gonna go back on a few things, at the same time, if he doesn't need to work 40 hours a week, I don't want him to be forced to work 40 hours a week. I mean, if he only has 20 hours of work that needs to be done, I only want him to work 20 hours or 30 hours, so there's both sides of that coin. I have something else I would also like him to be working on would be the food and beverage tax. 'Cause
That is on the list.
They absolutely don't have any, I mean, just because we're delaying it till November, it only gives us 3 months.
I would have that on the list.
So that, I mean, and it would be interesting to see what his perspective is, and I would like him to look into some of the questions that we haven't had answered from the previous administrator. And then also, as my understanding, I don't know how to say this delicately, but I really don't want the interim city administrator looking for our new city administrator.
That is right, we're not gonna have that, we're hoping that at the next council meeting on February 9th. That we'll have all the information, so you guys can either choose a recruiter company, you'll have all the information to choose from, or a private, whatever, but you guys get to make that choice, but we don't want the intern involved in that. So, and we can shoot you guys a list of the expectations, so if you guys have anything that you would like to add.
For the interim.
Yeah, but I think me and Kathy kind of went through it and we made it so we can add or delete, so we can update it and all that, because there's a lot. There's a lot,
It's that'd be great, I'd love to see that.
yeah, yeah.
Bernard, did you have a question?
Bernard.
Yeah, so,
I'm like,
so, look, I don't wanna under acknowledge the stress and, you know, the workload that you're dealing with as we go through, you know, the process to put someone in the city administrator chair. Having said that, I can assure you, there are city managers out there who know finance is probably better than anything. I give you an example, when I left Shoreline, Debbie Terry was the finance director and Bob Olander was the city administrator, or city manager in that town. And then like 5 years later, Bob Olander left and Debbie Terry became the city administrator. And she was there for 10 years and people loved her, but she knew finances better than anybody. So that career trajectory, that's not uncommon, it happens. And let's see if I can throw this another way. Would council be supportive of, asking Prothman, hey, if we gave you another week or two, do you think you could bring one more person to consider this job? And again, ideally, they would be heavy finance, you know, because I can assure you, someone like Debbie Terry, she can come in here guns blazing, like just impress the heck out of this city with her knowledge to fix all our challenges. They're out there, I've seen them and they're wonderful. So, but I don't wanna delay forever, but I'm like, I feel like we strengthened this, we really shrunk this process. You know, Prothman, get one tomorrow, 'cause I got one right now, it's like, but if you would give me a little more time, then maybe I'll give you 3 more options. So, just something to consider, can we direct the mayor to say, hey, who are you talking to at Prothman?
Sonia.
Sonia, if we gave you another week or two, do you think you could get us one more candidate who would be, a potential, person for this job? And if she says, no, it's not gonna help, decision made, we're hiring Gordon. But she says, actually, yeah, I might be able to get you somebody. Then I would like that to play out, that's where I'm at.
Right, she would have probably done that from the get-go, but I really want you guys to hear what Kathy is telling you, like she needs help.
I know, but
Like-
sometimes help.
And you don't
that-
know,
That's
right,
what I want to say.
right. And so we have go ahead, Pete.
Oh, it's all right, I was. Previously, I said I agreed with your recommendation on that, about getting other folks, but I gotta say, here in Kathy.
Yes,
I found that to be really compelling. And,
yes,
and the fact that, if things aren't working out, we can change
Yes.
later. But I also wanna say that, housing isn't included in here because the person already lives in the
exactly.
city. If we were to move to somebody that wasn't in the city, we're gonna be paying, whatever their housing costs are on top of
Yeah.
$83 an hour.
And if there is housing available.
And if there's even housing available.
I just checked, and there's 4 rental units right now, 6.
In Cascade Block?
Yes,
There's 6 houses right by me that were up.
and my neighbor's open, there's several. in
So I
there.
think that, but the fact is, those might be long-term leases. If someone's doing like short-term housing like that,
Yeah.
they're paying for a furnished, place and it's gonna be a lot higher. You're paying a month-to-month rate and it's gonna be significant
true.
cost.
Yep,
So $83 an hour is $166,000 a year, which when you add in PERS and benefits, is not that much more than we were already budgeting to pay for a city administrator. It's. Yeah, I think it's a good, so that's all I wanted to say on that.
Does anybody else have anything? All right, you have nothing, Courtney?
Nothing.
Okay, so I have a motion on the floor. To direct staff, to approve the contract with Prothman as recommended. The motion was made by Happy, it was seconded by Pruitt. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Did you say aye, Courtney?
Aye.
Okay, everybody said aye, right? All right, so we got 6 ayes. And any nays? No?
Can I ask you a question now?
Yeah, hold on just a second. All right, so we have 6 yeses, no nays. The motion to approve the contract with Prothman as recommended has passed. Now you can go.
So are you gonna discuss the 40-hour?
Yes. Yes, we will do that. Yeah. Now, when do you, and it should have been part of the conversation too, when do you guys want this person to start? Cause they could start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay.
Started tomorrow, absolutely.
All right, yeah.
Your goal is to get them in position for surgery.
That gives them a day with your mayor here before she goes in for surgery, so I can go over the list that Kathy won't have to keep up with. So we have a list. And then for Kathy to sit down and us to get on a good ground floor before. I also let Kathy know during my time for my surgery that I'm at home, I'm only a block away. And I'm not in bed sleeping, I might be the first couple days, but after that, I'm not gonna be in bed sleeping, I just have to keep my foot above my heart, so I am available. And it's okay to call me and all that, but if I need anything, I will definitely reach out to you guys and stuff, but I do want you guys to know that. It's been awesome working together with Kathy for these 3 weeks, I mean, it's been busy, crazy, a lot of eye-opening stuff, but wow. She's an awesome employee. And she's worked really hard.
So motion to adjourn.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, it adjourned.
Nothing was ice machines. Gonna give
I
me those?
need one, I bet.
Yeah.
I
Have you heard about those things?
My husband had one for his.
Yeah, okay, you've seen it, then, yeah,
I need to get one.
yes,